Hello everyone. So today we are going to start with the topic of change of integration, and the question for the topic of change of integration is change the order of integration in the integral 0 to a y to a x over x square plus y square dx dy, and we have to evaluate it. Okay. Is my screen visible to everyone? You can write on the chat box. Is it visible? Clear? And am I audible? Okay, good. Now, to solve such type of question, first of all, what we have to do, we have to study the limits of this integral, both of the integrals, these two. So first of all, we have to study about the internal limits. What are the internal limits? Since the internal limits are in terms of y, that means they are the limits of x. Okay. So first step will be from the given integral, we have been provided that x varies from y to a and y varies from 0 to a. Okay. So now we have to draw the diagram first of all. That is the main part. Now what about x equal to y? X equal to y is a straight line passing through origin, and the second is x equal to a. X equal to a is a line parallel to y axis. So I'll plot this diagram. This is my axis, this is my y axis, this is my origin. So x equal to y, that is a straight line passing through the origin. So sort of this thing, that is a line x equal to y. The second thing is what? That means x equal to a, that is a straight line parallel to the y axis, like this, x equal to a. So we have plotted two of the curves, or we can say the limits of x we have done. Now what about the limits of y? Y is equal to 0. Y equal to 0, that means the x axis, this one. And y is equal to a, this is the point at a distance, y is equal to a. So at this point, the coordinates are x equal to a, y equal to a. The coordinates of this are 0 and 0. Here we have x as a and y as 0. So I'll name it O, A and B. Now, what we have? When they have given us the limits of x, that means they have given us the horizontal line. Okay. The horizontal line from where? From x equal to y. That means from line, straight line to line x equal to a. Like this. P, Q. They have given us this time. Okay. So according to the statement, a horizontal strip PQ has been taken to change the order of integration what I need to consider, let us consider a vertical strip P1 Q1. So this is my new strip P1 Q1. Okay, so keep one thing in mind. Whenever you have been provided with a limits of x, that means you have been provided a horizontal strip. Okay, and to change the order of integration, I need to convert this horizontal strip to a vertical strip. But if these, instead of x, I have been provided with the limits of y varying from x1 to x2, that means they have taken a vertical strip and I have to change to a horizontal strip. Okay, this is the category of this one. Now at point P1, now P1 is on x-axis. So on x-axis, what is the value of y? 0. Y is equal to 0. At point Q1, value of y. Now Q1 point is lying on the line x equal to y. So that means on this one, y is equal to x. So y is equal to x. From this thing, what we got? We get that y varies from 0 to x. And what about x? X varies from 0 to point of intersection, that is 0, 0 to a. Okay, these are the limits from 0, 0 to the point a. 0 to a. Got it? Therefore, the integral reduces to constant limit to be taken outside, dependent limit to be taken inside. 0 to x. Now, what is the function? Function was x upon x square plus y square. X upon x square plus y square into, now this was the limit of y, so that means dy first and then dx. So it reduces to 0 to a. Now x, when I am taking integration with respect to y, so x is a constant, so keep it outside. Now we have limit integral 1 upon x square plus a square. So that will be equal to what? 1 upon x tan inverse y upon x within the limit 0 to x and dx. Now upper limit minus lower limit. So 0 to a, this x and x will cancel out, or you can take 1 by x tan inverse x over x minus 0, because we have to cancel this one. So you just take it outside. So this x and x will cancel out and dx. Now this x and x will be 1, so it will be 0 to a tan inverse of 1 into dx. Now tan inverse 1 is at 45 degree, pi by 4 to be taken out, 0 to a of dx. So that comes to be pi by 4. Integration of dx will be x from 0 to a, so it will be pi by 4 upper limit minus lower limit. So answer will be pi a by 4. So this is your final answer. Hope it is clear to everyone. I'll take one more question so that we can have a much broader knowledge. Yes. So I'm taking a question. Change order of integration and evaluate double integral, and the limits are from 0 to 4a integral x square by 4a to 2 times root of ax dy and dx. So moving in the sequence, first of all I have to identify the limits. Okay, from the given integral, now here the limits are in terms of x, so that means they are the limits of y. Y varies from x square by 4a to 2 times root of ax, and x is varying from 0 to 4a. 0 to 4a. Now from these limits, first of all what we are having, that is y is equal to this part. Now y is equal to x square by 4a, or we can say x square is equal to 4ay. Now what is it? It is a parabola, okay, which is a parabola. Which type of parabola? Upward parabola, which is a upward parabola. So if I draw a line and this one, and it is passing, it's having a vertex at origin. So this is the parabola which is being provided by them. That is x square is equal to 4ay. Also, they have given that y is equal to this thing. Y is equal to root of 2 times root of ax. So squaring both sides, so it will be y square is equal to 4ax. It is also a parabola, which is a right hand parabola. Yes, this video will be available after this one, okay. Now right hand parabola is this one. So that means it will be y square is equal to 4ax. I think so. Till this step everything is clear to everyone. Now what we need to find the points of intersection first of all. So from the diagram it is clear that this point is vertex, that is origin. Now what about this one? So after this one, the next step is to find points of intersection. To find the point of intersection, let it be equation number 1, and this is our equation number 2. What I do, I solve both of the equations 1 and 2 and find the values of one of the variable. Okay. So from 1 we can take y is equal to x square by 4a and substitute in equation number 2. So x square by 4a whole square, here I am substituting y, instead of I am substituting x square by 4a is equal to 4ax. So it comes to be x is to the 4 over 4 square will be 16, a square is equal to 4ax. That means x is to the 4 is equal to 16 4s are 64, a cube x. Now when you are finding the points of intersection, never cancel the variables. So you need to take all the terms on one side and take common. So it will be x4 minus 64 a cube x. Okay. So now I can take x common. So it will be x cube minus 64 a cube equal to 0. So that means either x equal to 0, or we can say x cube minus 64 a cube is equal to 0. That means either x equal to 0 or x cube is equal to 64 a cube, or we can say x is equal to 4a. Now when x is equal to 0, so if I substitute this value x equal to 0 over here, so y will be equal to 0, and when x is equal to 4a, so y will be equal to what? 4a whole square over 4a. That counts to be 4a. So therefore we can say 0 0 and 4a comma 4a are the points of intersection. Okay, 0 0 and 4a. So that means this point is x is 4a and y is 4a. Now these are the limits of y. Now coming to the limits of x. X varies from 0 to 4a. X is varying from 0 to 4a. So that means x equal to 0, that is a line, x equal to 0 is a line, that is y-axis, x is 0 is y-axis, and x equal to 4a, that is a line parallel to the y-axis. So this is my line, x equal to 4a. Okay, so that means now which area I have to take? We have to check from this value. Y is varying from this parabola, this one parabola, x square is equal to 4a, from this to 2 times root of ax to this one. So what I do now? I plot a strip. Now which type of strip they have given? Since they have taken the limits of y, that means I have to take, they have given us a vertical strip PQ. Okay. So here in the given statement, a vertical strip has been taken. Now to change the order of integration, let us consider a horizontal strip. If they have taken vertical, so I need to take a horizontal strip. Okay, let it be P1 Q1. So I am taking a horizontal strip P1 Q1. So this is my horizontal strip P1 Q1. Okay. Now at P1 I need to find the value of x, and at Q1 I need to find the value of x. So at P1, now on P1 what is the value of x? P1 is a parabola of this equation, y square is equal to 4ax. So that means x will be equal to y square by 4a. Okay. So that means it will be y square by 4a. And at Q1 is lying on the parabola x square is equal to 4ay. So that means x will be 2 times root ay. 2 times root of ay. So from this part it is clear that x is varying from y square by 4a to 2 times root of ay. Now what about the value of y or limits of y? It always varies from the other variable, varies from points of intersection. Okay, so y varies from the points of intersection. That means from this point to point of intersection, this one, that is 0 to 4a. So y is varying from 0 to 4a. Okay, therefore, and how I can define the region? Region is x comma y, the coordinates which we are considering, colon, or you can say semicolon or colon, you can put. X is varying from y square by 4a to 2 times root ay, and y is varying from 0 to 4a. So this is the region. So when I take the integration, constant limit to be taken outside 0 to 4a, and it will be y square by 4a to 2 times root ay. Now what was the function in this statement? Now the given function was 1. Now these are the limits for x, so dx, outside the limits are for y, so dy. Till this step, is there any doubt? Yes, anyone? If there are any doubts, so do let me know. Okay, good. Now I'll solve it. 0 to 4a. Now what is the integration of 1 with respect to x? So it will be x. lower limit to upper limit ay and then dy. So it will be 0 to 4a upper limit minus lower limit into dy. Okay. Now I need to take integration of this part. I think so you can do it easily. This is simple question. Or otherwise if I want to do it, so it will be 2 and root a as it is. Now we have integral 0 to 4a y raised to power 1 by 2 dy. I'm splitting the integral. Minus 1 by 4a integral 0 to 4a y square dy. So it will be 2 times root of a. Integration of y raised to power 1 by 2 will be y raised to power 3 by 2 over 3 by 2 within the limits 0 to 4a minus 1 upon 4a. Integration of y square will be y cube by 3 0 to 4a. So it counts to be 2 root a into 2 by 3. Now upper limit 4a raised to power 3 by 2 minus of 0 minus 4 3 is a 12 of a into 4a cube minus of 0. So it will be 4 root a by 3, that is outside the value. Now we have 4 cube. 4 4s are 16, 16 4s are 64 and root of it, that will be 8. A raised to power 3 by 2 minus 1 by 12a into 4 4s are 16 into 64 a cube. Now it will be 8 4s are 32 by 3, a raised to 3 by 2 and 1 by 2, so it will be a square minus of this 1a and a cancel, a square. Now 4 3s are 12, 4 16s are, so 16 by 3 a square. So if I solve it, 32 minus of 16, 16 by 3 a square is the required answer for this question. Hope it's clear to everyone. Now moving towards the next category questions. Now in the next category question, what we are having splitting of the curve or splitting of the sheet, the strips. Okay. So first of all, I'll summarize what we have done. Now, if the given part, that is limits are in terms of x, that means they are the limits of y. Okay, they are limits of y. And if the limits are in terms of y, that means they are limits of x. Okay. Now to change order of integration, so when we are taking limits of y, they are limits of y, that means they have given us a vertical strip. If they are the limits of x, that means they have given us a horizontal strip. Now to change the order of integration, if vertical strip is given, so you need to take a horizontal strip. Okay, that means if the limits are in terms of x, given limits are in terms of x, they will change to in terms of y. And if they have taken the limits of x, that means horizontal part, horizontal strip, that means limits are in terms of y, so that means to change the order of integral I need to take vertical strip, and when we take vertical strip, so the limits will be in terms of x. Okay, this is the scenario when we have to take vertical in terms of x, vertical in terms of x. If we are having horizontal strip in terms of y, horizontal in terms of y. Okay, now taking the second scenario in which we have to split a single strip in two strips, that is splitting of a strip. This is the next topic of change of order of integration. Now question is, evaluate by changing the order of integration of integral 0 to 1 and then x to 2 minus of x square root x over x square plus y square root into dx and dy. Now this dx and dy can be given as dx and dy, it can be given as ds also, it can be given as dy dx. So this thing doesn't matter to me. Okay, what does it matter? The value of the limits. I can identify from the value of the limits. Okay, so from the given integral, what we are having? We are having the first limits in terms of x. If the first limits are in terms of x, that means they are the limits of y. Y is varying from x to 2 minus of x square root, and x is varying from 0 to 1. 0 to 1. Okay. So now we plot the diagram. Now y is equal to x is a straight line passing through a region, and y is equal to root of 2 minus of x square. Now what is it? So first of all we square both sides. So it will be y square is equal to 2 minus of x square. Now I'll take x square on the other side. X square plus y square is equal to 2. That means root 2 whole square. So which is a circle? Which is a circle with center at 0 0 and radius root 2. Now I need to plot these two values. So a circle with radius root 2 and center at origin. Now root 2 radius means 1.414. So I'll draw a circle. So coordinates are x will be root 2 0. Here y will be 0 times root 2. Here x will be minus root 2 and 0. Here x will be 0 and y will be minus root 2. This is my origin 0 and 0. Okay. Now what is next? Y is equal to x. That is a straight line passing from the origin. So this is my straight line, x equal to y, and this is my circle, x square plus y square is equal to 2. Now next is x varies from 0 to 1. X varies from 0 to 1. That means before drawing that one, I need to find point of intersection of these two. So heading will be to find the point of intersection, to find the points of intersection. So what we do? we'll having, this is my equation number 1 and this is my equation number 2. So I'll substitute equation number 1 in equation number 2. From 1 and 2, x equal to y, so that means y square plus y square is equal to 2, 2y square is equal to 2, y square is equal to 1, so y is equal to plus minus 1. So that means from equation 1 we have been given x is equal to y. So when y is equal to 1, x will be 1, and when y is equal to minus 1, x will be minus 1. So this is the point minus 1 and minus 1, and this is the point 1, 1. Okay. So I have identified the points of intersection. Now x is varying from 0 to 1. X equal to 0, that means the y-axis, and x equal to 1, this is the line passing through the point of intersection. Now which strip they have taken, or which area they have taken out of these three areas, 1, 2 and 3, which area they have taken. Here the x is varying from, y is varying from x to this part, that means from straight line to the circle. Straight line to the circle. Now what are the options? Straight line to the circle, this one. Straight line to the circle, this one. These are the two options. Now what is next? X is varying from 0 to 1. X is varying from 0 to 1. That means this line is extra. That means this is not to be considered. So the only possible case is this one, the region 1. So that means this is not possible. Okay. Yeah. So let be point P, and this is our point Q. Till this step, I think so everything is clear. So therefore, in the given statement, a vertical strip PQ has been taken. So to change the order of integration, we need to take horizontal strip. Now what is the basic condition for strip? That its both ends must touch the given curves. Okay. So if I, in this region, if I take a strip like this one, so it is intersecting only touching the line, but it is not touching the circle. And if I take a strip like this one, so it is touching the circle, not the line. But we cannot take any strip at the point of intersection. So keep this in mind. We can never take any strip at the point of intersection. So what I am going to do now, I am dividing this given region from the point of intersection. This one. Okay. So this will be my point O, this is my point A, this is my point B, and this is my point C. Now in this region OAB, I am dividing it in two parts, OAC and ACB. Okay. To change the order of integration, we need to take horizontal strips, and let the horizontal strip will be P1, Q1, P2, Q2. P1, Q1 in area or region, you can mention 0, OAC, and P2, Q2 in region ABC, in ABC. Now next task is to find the coordinates. Now coordinates of excuse me, origin we have given, origin of coordinates of A is also known to us. Coordinates of B is also known to us. Now what about the coordinates of C? Now C is on the y-axis, so that means coordinates of C will be y0. Now x0. Now what about the value of y? Since it is having a height 1 over A, so that means its coordinate will be 0, 1. Okay. Now in OAC at P1 and at Q1, since we are taking horizontal steps, so values of x to be taken. Now the value of x is equal to what? At P1. Now P1 is lying on the y-axis. That means the value of x at P1 will be 0. And the value of x at Q1 will be x equal to y. So from this part we are clear that x varies from 0 to y and y varies from points of intersection, that is the height, that is 0 to 1. 0 to 1. Now in region ABC at P1 x equal at P2, at P2. The value of x is what? That is on y-axis. So that means the value of x is equal to 0. At Q2, the value of x will be, now Q2 is on circle. Equation of circle is x square plus y square is equal to 2. So that means the value of x will be 2 minus y square and root of it. 2 minus y square and root of it. So from this part we are clear that the x varies from 0 to 2 minus y square root, and y varies from the region's height. Now at C the value of y is 1, at B the value of y is root 2. So that means it is varying from 1 to root 2. Okay. So the given integral reduces to two parts. Double integral OAC, and the function was x over x square plus y square root into ds plus double integral ABC x over x square plus y square root into ds. Now in the first portion the limits are from 0 to y. So 0 to y and constant limits are from 0 to 1. 0 to 1 x over x square plus y square root. Now these are the limits of x, so dx first and then dy plus. Now in the second part constant to be taken as first and 0 to 2 minus of y square root x over x square plus y square root into dx and dy. Now rest of the question is dependent upon the limits and integration, so you can do it easily. So just do it yourself. So this is the concept of double integration, change of order of integration. Okay. Now we'll having the second session on Sunday, same timing 9 PM, or if I am going to schedule it earlier, I'll post it on the page. Okay. If you have any doubt, you can tell me on my number. Everyone have my number. So just give me a text message or a WhatsApp message if you have any doubt till this concept. On Sunday, I'll be starting with the same concept, double strip and triple strip. Okay, how to split a single in double and triple. So we'll be doing that thing. That's it for today. Now for the rest of the questions, you can find the playlist of change of order of integration on my channel. It is already present. There are 2 or 3 videos which are explaining each and every concept of this one. Okay, that's it. Take care. Goodbye.